Hey guys, and welcome to a dive into the Darkr app. This is an app that I've enjoyed to use the last couple of weeks, and it's all black and white. It does it the old school way through a virtual darkroom. So here we open up, and the first thing you'll see here is a lot of articles about basically about photography and what can help really improve your photography. These are really useful, these articles. I urge you to just read through them. Maybe lots of things that you haven't even thought about. So for instance, if we go through the rule of thirds article here, here it shows you how to use your guidelines and so on. And this is really useful. Going into the settings down to the right, then there are three options to toggle on or off. I don't want anyone to collect any data, so I leave that on. Going out of that, we get back to the article screen, and then we press plus, and then we get to this. Here you have three camera options: medium format, large format, and pocket camera. If you open the medium format one, then it shows up like this. On the top left, you have a small dot that is red, and there it turns to green. You want that in the green to take the shot. And from the top of the dials, then it's ISO, and you have shutter speed, and at the bottom the focus. Next up is large format. Here it works the same. With the dot you need to have green, and there you also have the ISO on a dial, and then you change it by clicking then the shutter speed. Last one is pocket camera. Shows up like this, and you tap on the button to take the shot. Last option on our screen here is the darkroom, and here is where the fun starts. So we click on that, and then we get into this. Here it says we have no negatives and no developed pictures. So we need to change that by tapping the colored circle in top right. Then we get into our negatives, and this is your camera roll. So this basically enters you into the photos that you have on your phone. So you pick one out, and then you get to this screen. And on the right, you can choose between scanning or film. The scanning option gives you basically your picture in black and white. But what we want to be doing is to choose film. That will give us a lot of more analog looking options. If you click the film option, then you get to see the different kinds of films that you have available to use in your darkroom. So I'm going to choose this one, and then it shows up like this. And then you press the darkroom button, and then we get into where the magic happens here. On the top right, you see it says filter 2.5. If you swipe left or right, you see that it changes in darkness. It changes the color of your blacks is what it actually changes. So I'll go back to where it started 2.5. I think that is good. And then you can swipe down or up. You see there are numbers to the left, and these are strips by each number going across the picture. And this is the fun thing for anyone who then have developed their own film, because this is how it was done. When you found the test strip you like, then you can press a preview button down to the right. Hold it down, then it will show a preview. When you're happy, press done, and we get to our next set of options, which look like this. The base option will bring you back to your test strip, so I'll go and press crop, which is the next one, and then you get in here. Here you can constrain crop or crop it exactly like you want. When you're finished with that, you press done, and then you get back to our options screen, and the next one is dodge. Press that, and then we get in here, and then you have to choose a strip for it to dodge. What it means is that dodging makes an area you choose lighter. So you choose the lightness on the strip, you press that, and then you press mask down to the right. Then you go in here. Here you see that cut is highlighted, which means that anything you mark will be dodged. So if I start marking here with my finger, I will make then a dodging mask. And you can make this mask pretty accurate by zooming in, and then you can adjust the slider to adjust the brush size. So when you're happy with your selection, you zoom out, and then you can click the preview button, the same as before, hold it down, and then you can see how it will be dodged. If you want to remove from your selection, select Patch, adjust your brush, and then remove. You can then go back to Cut and do your adjustments, and then you can preview it along the way, of course, with a preview button. When you're happy, press Done and your dodge will be applied, and then you will get back to the options screen. Next option is Burn. And Burn is the opposite of dodge, which means it makes the area select darker. Pressing the Burn option brings you into the test strips. Again, Darkr wants you to choose the intensity of the burn. Once you have chosen your strip, you choose Mask. Once you do that, everything will turn red, and that means that there is a red mask over the whole picture. Anything that you remove from this red mask is what will be burnt. In other words, what will be darker. In this picture, I want to darken the mountains, so I'm going to click on Gradient. When I now swipe from the bottom to the top, it will make a gradient. The reason why I swipe from bottom to top is because I want it to remove from the top, not from the bottom of the mask. Long swipes will give you a nice fade, and short swipes will give you a very hard edge. And it takes a bit of fiddling about to get your gradient right. But once you've gotten it, then go hold down the preview button, and then you can see how it looks. If you're all happy with that, then just press Done, and then you get back to the options screen. Our next option is Blur. Press that, you go into the amount of blur you want first, and then you hit Mask down to the right. In this shot, I want to add some blur to the background. I want the mountains to be a little bit blurry. So I'm going to use the Gradient tool again. I'll swipe up from the bottom, and if you do long swipes, then you'll get a nice fade. If you do short swipes, it will be a very hard edge. When I'm getting satisfied with my gradient, I can check with a preview button back and forth to see if it's okay, and if I'm happy, then I press Done. Last option here is Tone. And going in there, you see that you have either a blue or a brown tone you can put in. So I'll adjust that to my liking and then press Done. Back to the options to the right, you have Layers. And in here, this is kind of cool because this is like Lightroom or Photoshop. You can go into your separate layers that you have added and you can edit them again, or you can delete them. Well, that's it for all the options in the Darkr app. If you go to the top right, you press Save, then you get to your exporting options. You can either save it into the app itself, or save it to the camera roll, or share it social. Well, that wraps up my run through of the Darkr app. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you will like using the app.